Welcome back to my channel. Remember, it's your teacher, Chinyere Mary Jane. Please, if you have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button, like and share. Today we are going to talk about trigonometric ratios. Trigonometric ratios is the ratios of sine, cosine and tangents of angles. Now there is an acronym that we use that we call SOHCAHTOA. The S stands for sine, C stands for cosine, T stands for tangent. Now, if you have a right angle triangle, in this right angle triangle, this is the longest side. And this longest side is called hypotenuse. The longest side is called hypotenuse. Now, we have what we call, this O stands for opposite. And the opposite is opposite of angle. So your remaining angle, acute angle, can be here or here. It is where the place of the angle that determines the opposite side. If my angle is here, if I use theta as my angle, now the side that is opposite to this angle is this side. You can see this is directly. So here is the opposite side. Then the remaining side is the adjacent side. So we can say that hypotenuse is the longest side. Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angle triangle. Then opposite side. So the opposite side is the side that is vertically opposite the given angle, while the adjacent side, so this adjacent side is the line that is connecting the right angle and the given angle. Now if you look at this, our sketch, this is the adjacent side. So this line is connecting this theta and also the right angle, This is a right angle, this is the given angle. So the adjacent side is the line connecting the two angles, while opposite is the side that is directly opposite the given angle. The hypotenuse does not change. It is the longest side. So this SOHCAHTOA means so is sine theta equal to opposite over H is hypotenuse. Then K is cos theta, cosine theta is equal to A is adjacent, H is hypotenuse. Then TOA is tangent, theta is equal to O is opposite, A is adjacent. So this is how you represent it. Now let's have a question. We have cos theta, Cos theta is what? K. That is adjacent over hypotenuse. That is K. Then from this triangle now, the longest side is the hypotenuse. So from the triangle, hypotenuse is 25. Then, if you look very well, you find out that the opposite side to this angle, let's take the angle straight. So this is the opposite side, which means opposite is 15. Then the remaining side now is the adjacent, which is 10. So if you are able to determine the opposite, you can easily find the adjacent, because the hypotenuse is always constant. It's the longest side. It doesn't change. The hypotenuse doesn't change. It's the longest side. Then the opposite is the one, the side that is vertically opposite, looking as in that is opposite the given angle. So if you're able to detect the opposite, you can easily detect hypotenuse and the adjacent. Remember, I told you that adjacent is the line that is connecting right angle and the given angle. So this is the line. This line is connecting this angle and this angle. This is the line. So this is the adjacent side. So now, for us to find cos theta, it will now be cos theta will be adjacent is 10. That is 10 over hypotenuse is 25, which is 25. Therefore, cos theta is equal to, something can divide, so you reduce the lowest term. 5 divided 10 is 2 over 5 divided 25 is 5. So this is our final answer. Then B, they say we should find sin theta. Sin theta is so or opposite over hypotenuse, and which is sin theta is equal to, opposite is 15, hypotenuse is 25. 5 can divide again. Sin theta equal to 5 here is 3 over 5 here is 5. Answer. Then tan theta, tan is 2 opposite over adjacent. So tan theta, opposite is 15 over adjacent is 10. So we have tan theta equal to 5 divided 15 is 3 over 5 divided 10 is 2. So this is the same thing as 1 whole number 1 over 2. Tan theta is equal to 1 whole number 1 over 2. So you have answered this question. Now, another way they can ask you the question, solution. First of all, you draw the triangle. If our theta is here, then which means this here is the opposite side. So here is the opposite side. Then, of course, this is our longest, the hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. Now, from the question, they say tan theta. Tan theta is 5 over 12, and tan is opposite over adjacent. Tua, T-O-A, tua, using SOHCAHTOA. So, which means opposite is 5, adjacent is 12. So here is 12, here is 5. Then we're looking for here. Then You remember your Pythagoras, because Pythagoras theorem says that the square of this longest side is equal to the sum of the square of these two other sides. So we now say, using Pythagoras, comma, hypotenuse square is equal to 5 square plus 12 square. Then we now have hypotenuse square is equal to square of 5 is 25 plus square of 12 is 144. So we have hypotenuse square is equal to 25. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 plus 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. Then you bring down 1. So we have 169. Then you take square roots of both sides. So we have square root of hypotenuse square is equal to 169 square root. Then this square will cancel the square root. We have hypotenuse is equal to square root of 169 is 13. So we have found the remaining side. We can now find our cos. So cos theta now. Cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and which will be cos theta equal to, the adjacent is 12 over the hypotenuse is 13. Answer, you have found this one. Then sin theta. Sin theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Then sin theta is equal to, the opposite is 5 over the hypotenuse is 13. You have found it. So with this you have solved the question. Now we have example 3. Example 3, and it says a ladder inclined at an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal leans against a vertical pole. If the ladder is 7 meters away from the foot of the pole, comma, calculate the length of the ladder. Solution. Now, this is a ladder. First of all, let's have a pole. This is a pole, and a ladder is leaning on it. This is ladder that is leaning on this pole. And they said the angle that the ladder made here is 60 degrees. So the ladder makes angle 60 degrees here. Now, the ladder is 7 meters away from the foot of the pole. This is the foot of the pole. This is the ladder. So from here to ladder is 7 meters away. And they said, did they give us any other thing? No. Then they now say we should find the length of the ladder. So this is where they say we should calculate the length of the ladder. So if you look at this question now, this is a right angle triangle. We cannot use Pythagoras to find this length because we don't know this length. So one thing with right angle triangle is that the best solution to it is trigonometric ratio and Pythagoras. But before you use Pythagoras, they must give you two sides. Either they gave you the two sides, small sides, or they give you the hypotenuse side and one other side. They must give you two sides so that you find the remaining side, because you cannot find two unknown. But when a right angle triangle does not have two sides, they give you the value of only one side and an angle, you have to use trigonometric ratio to find any of the other two sides that you're looking for. So Pythagoras can only be used when two sides are given. But when one side and an angle or two angles are given, you use what? Trigonometry. So what we're going to use here is trigonometric ratio, which is SOHCAHTOA. So using trigonometric ratio, using trigonometric ratio, which is SOHCAHTOA. Then you look at this, you find out that here that we are looking for, this is the length of the ladder that we are asked to find. They say calculate the length of the ladder is here. Then this side that is given to us is the adjacent side. Can you see it? So the length of the ladder is the hypotenuse side that we are looking for, but they gave us the adjacent side. This is adjacent, the line connecting angle 90 degrees and the given angle. So they gave us adjacent and we're looking for hypotenuse. So if you come to this SOHCAHTOA, you find out that the acronym that have adjacent and hypotenuse is what? CA, which is cosine. So from this thing now, we have cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. But from the question, theta, the angle, is 60 degrees. Then adjacent is 7 meters from the question. Then what you're looking for is hypotenuse. Now let's substitute. So we shall have cos 60 degrees is equal to adjacent is 7 over hypotenuse. You're looking for hypotenuse. Now from our 4-figure table or from your calculator, cos 60 degrees is 0.5. 0.5 is equal to 7 over hypotenuse. Then what do? We cross multiply. You can see, if you don't have calculator, you can come down, because 0.5 is half. So you can have 1 over 2. If you don't have calculator, is equal to 7 over hypotenuse. Then you cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you have this will multiply this and this will multiply this. So you now have 1 times hypotenuse is equal to 2 times 7. 1 times hypotenuse will still give you hypotenuse is equal to 2 times 7 is 14. Therefore, the length of the ladder, length of the ladder is 14 meters. Answer. So with this, I believe that any question that comes up on trigonometric ratios, you will be able to solve it. Remember that trigonometric ratios has to do with right angle triangle. So whenever you are given one side of a right angle triangle and one angle, then you have to use trigonometric ratio to find the other two sides. And that is our SOHCAHTOA. Remember that SO is sine theta is opposite of a hypotenuse. Ka is cos theta is adjacent of hypotenuse. Then TOA means tan theta is opposite of adjacent. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much.